Hello everyone. So I'm going to talk with you guys today about something that I am just like completely over of. I know there are like many people who says the same thing about this topic that I'm getting ready to talk about. Of course, the one of the things that I'm going to talk about today is it's Teen Mom OG. Okay, so as like myself as well as everyone else know the story about about Teen Mom, how uh, let me just clarify what the show is about. Frankly, it's about these four young women who at the age of 16 had gotten pregnant, and throughout their experience of them getting pregnant, their lives are changed forever. They go through certain obstacles in their lives. I would say lousy fathers, adoption, raising children, getting into arguments. Well, for anyone that watches the show, we already know what the show is about. And I clearly say it's been almost about like 10 years since we started following these four particular ladies. They're pretty much the originals. And pretty much after them, there have been some more, 16 pregnant shows. At least I think there was about like two of them. And there's another Teen Mom after that with pretty much of the same thing. It just follows the after 16 pregnant, after they gotten, a little older and a little bit more like mature, as we say, and as they say. And yeah. One of the things that I just like, I'm really getting really tired of, and I've been tired of for quite a while now, is how the the reality show itself had made them somewhat like famous in that matter. Pretty much after it was like Teen Mom, and during that time it was like after they uh, trans I would say transient from 16 pregnant to Teen Mom. It's pretty much like we just kept seeing them, in the magazines. It's like every time when you go to a grocery store, at least I notice, every time when I go to a grocery store, I can see, one of their faces, on the picture. And it's not just them, it's the other team, it's the other Teen Mom girls as well. Every time you turn around, you're always seeing something about them getting married. Either they're getting pregnant, or someone is getting divorced, or someone is going to prison, someone's dealing with, truck charges. It's just all this bunch of stuff. And every time when I see a magazine, I remember just shaking my head and go like, okay, why in the world, like MTV would actually take the time to make these girls famous, like some kind of reality thing. And I keep hearing, and I think I heard this once, about the show itself is causing more girls not to become pregnant and not go through obstacles. But at the same time, what I feel, it's like it's not true. It's pretty much what I feel is increasing, because if more young girls are actually looking at the show, they're just thinking, oh, if I had me a baby at 16, 17, 18 years old, maybe, I can get into a reality show and be famous, because these girls are getting paid. That's one thing I know, is that these chicks are getting paid for every little thing that they do. Every time, when I remember just looking at the scenes to the very beginning, it's just pretty much outstage. And that's one of the things I just can't stand about reality TV, is that you cannot take it seriously. And it's just crazy. I don't understand why, they bring, so much, of the famousness, and then just giving them fame, and it's not needed. It's just not needed at all. I don't really even understand, because I remember when I was looking at the last season of Teen Mom on G, and I believe it was last year, it was pretty much every time I'm seeing, whether I'm seeing, like Amber in a really big fancy house, normally, most girls that, at least in the state of Maryland, most girls live with their parents at a young age. they don't have their own houses. So I'm seeing her, nice houses, and not just her, the other girls as well, and the nice houses, and the nice vehicles, and they having new shit and everything. They don't look tore up from the floor up. I mean, the whole damn thing is ridiculous. Just like they're just getting rich off of like all of us. So that's pretty much the reason why. And also, I'm just very like I'm just over it. Like, the first person I was just over was Farrah, actually. Like, I can't really stand her. It's like I did a video on her about like my thoughts, how I just think how very immature she is, and I could never take her seriously. And like a person like that would literally have to really show that she really pretty much changed and so forth. She's just really much like a very spoiled brat as far as I could tell. And it's like I'm just annoyed with all of it in general. I really am. And I just feel like that the show itself is just feeding on to the young people, because there's a lot of young people that watch MTV. There's a lot of young people. It's like I'm 26. I look at MTV, and I know that a lot of young people look at MTV, and they're just keep on looking at shit, and they're just feeding into that kind of crap. And it's like it's just not good. And that's what I feel like. I feel like it's just trash. It's just basically trash. People feeding into it. And the point of the matter is, the truth of the matter is, and even I know this, and I know I don't have any children or anything yet. I know that, having children at a young age is not even easy. I mean, I remember when I was like 16, 17, 18, I usually just stayed in the house and tried to avoid that shit. I know very well about, safe sex and all that kind of things. And I knew exactly, like how I took care of myself. And yeah, so I know that stuff is not no joke. That's people just really need to see that the TV is so much different than it is in real life. It's not, it's not a cake and cookies, or cookies and, cookies and milk when it comes down to raising a child. It's a lot of going through, like, raising a child. It's a lot of going through life. I mean, like I said, again, I don't have any children, but it's like, yeah, it's like it's hard. It's hard every day with just myself working, and having a lot of bills, and try to keep on going and take on another job and all that kind of stuff. It's just not easy. So, like, overall, I just think that Teen Mom is just it's completely garbage, completely trash. I'm over it. That's kind of pretty much like the way I feel right now. I wouldn't be talking about this if I didn't see the trailer on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook. And I just say, you know what? I just had to make a video and just really express my thoughts about this stuff, because it's ridiculous. And I remember like hitting on the comments too. I just want to read this with you guys. This is just someone who had commented on the trailer, and I just want to read her response on it. And she pretty much said the same thing I said. She said, "This is MTV way of making young girls think twice about getting pregnant by making them rich and somewhat famous. Don't think glorifying these young women is the right way of going about it. In real life, for teen moms, there are nothing to glorify, and can be easy being a teen mom in real life." So it's just basically the same thing that I said. It's just like, you can't look at TV, you cannot look at this shit and just assume that, okay, it's gonna be, diamonds and pearls for you, because it's not. It's just, they're just doing that just to make their money, to support their kids themselves. Somehow or the other, they just got lucky. And yeah, so it's just, I'm basically over it. I'm just like over them. I'm over the whole thing. And they could just go on like about themselves, but if anyone else want to follow that stupid shit and just want to go ahead and get pregnant and be a fool or an idiot for that matter, you just knock yourself out. But until then, like, I'm out.